Hello, this is Professor Gibson. We're going to work a question here from the review for test one, question 7. It's one of the truth table questions, all right? So I will do it the way that I normally do them. We'll talk about the key command in each column and work it from there. So the question says construct a truth table for Q implies P or not R, all right? So I've made the table over here on the right for it. We got our P, Q, and R columns. This column here is Q implies P. It's the same as column 2 implies column 1. Remember, implies, that right arrow is the same thing as an if-then. Okay, so what's the rule for if-then? If-then is false only when it's true followed by false, all right? So we're going to look for the exception in each case. We're going to look for the place where we have a true followed by a false. Well, Q comes first. So there's a true, but it's followed by a true. Here's a true, it's followed by a true. Remember, we're looking for true followed by false, so those are both false. That doesn't count. Here's true followed by false. All right, that's a false. Here's another true followed by false. So there's another false. And then these last two start with false, so they don't make a case. All right. So we filled out our two exception spots. And so this case, the exception was false only when false followed by true, so the rest are true. Now the not, this next column, column 5, is not R. It's a little bit different in the sense that I'm not going to look for an exception. Not R means not column 3. Here's the R column in column 3. So it's just the opposite every time of column 3, right? The opposite of R. All right, so now the last column, the money column, if you will, right? So what we're doing is the overall question now, Q implies P or not R. Column 4 is Q implies P, and column 5 is not R. So this whole thing now is our column 4 or column 5. Now what's the exception rule for or? Or is only false when they're both false. So we're first going to look for where they're both false. That's true, 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 true. All right, and now we're in row 5. Well, there's a false. They're both false in row 5. See that false, false? So there we get a false. In row 6, it's false and then true. So that's not our exception. And row 7 starts with a true and row 8 starts with a true. So neither one of them are going to hit our exception. Since the exception in this one again was a false, all the rest will be true. All right, that's it. I hope you find that helpful.